I'm really bad at bullshitting, so I'm gonna be upfront. This is actually something that people ask me a lot. How can I get my ex to come back to me without me doing anything? This is what we're gonna cover. Your ex will do the first move. And there's no bullshit, things that work, that I've done with many clients. Yeah, let's get to it. Before I move on, you can subscribe to the channel. We are a growing community and I love for you to be part of it. You can comment, share with me your story, your question, and I'll be more than happy to answer. And last but not least, I put together a quiz for you if you are not sure whether you have any chance to get back with your ex. I put together a quiz. It's about 10 questions and you'll get a result whether you have any chance to get back with your ex with some tips on what to do depending on your score. So, first thing is, it's up to you to create the attraction. What I mean by that, whether it's for short term, the long term, a breakup is a loss of attraction. So if you chase them, if you keep chasing them, like the like the picture we saw before, you're not going to create that attraction. It's by being separated, it's by being away from your ex that you're going to create that attraction, that you're going to create that mystery that will drive them to get back with you. I've done so many videos on radio silence, but this is actually why it's so important, because by being removed from that relationship, you are creating that frustration and you are creating that attraction. Second, they have to be ready. And again, when we talk about radio silence, ideally they have to come back to you when it's the right time. And that's one of the most common questions I get from my clients is, when should I end the radio silence? It's when they're ready. So there's no rule. They have to be ready physically, they have to be ready mentally. They're only ones who feel it and who know it. And this is why it's so hard to do radio silence, because I can't give you an exact number. It really depends on your ex, it really depends on yourself, it really depends on your relationship. What is sure is that each time someone does a radio silence, the ex would at some point be ready to get back and contact you. Would you get back together? Not 100% of the time, but they will always reach out to check how you're doing. Always. If you make the first move, you are unlikely to fall at the right time. And that's the reason it's really, really dangerous to break the radio silence. And the thing is, they'll see you as you contact more. So good things happen to those who know how to be patient. And I know it's hard. I know you want to get back as soon as possible to where you were before, but you have to be patient. It's the only thing that works. If you do that, you teach them a lesson. And I think you're going to like this point. You don't have to fix something. They broke up with you. They have to fix it. You are the one who's strong. You are the one who's not blaming, who's not begging, who's not crying. You are strong. If you don't feel you're strong, fake it, get a coach, get a therapist, get someone to help you be strong, because you are strong, and you'll see the situation in 6 months' time and you have another perception of that reality. If you're the one who comes back every time, what's going to teach them? What they will understand? They will understand that each time they break up with you, you'll be there waiting. You'll teach them a lesson that every time something is difficult in your couple, every time you're in an argument, every time there's something wrong, instead of working at fixing it, they'll go away. And they'll have the option to get back with you because you'll be there. So it's very important to teach them that lesson, that when they decide to break up with you, you accept the decision and they have to live with it. The thing is, if you don't do that, they can become bullies and they'll be tempted to do it more. And I've seen that so many times when people use that tool of breaking up to send a signal or to do something. If they want to send a signal, you say, okay, I accept. And you show them the consequence, the whole consequences of breaking up with you. So a relationship is made of ups and downs, obviously, but everyone has to work on it. Nobody is perfect. You are not perfect, but your ex is not perfect. So you are sending a strong signal. If they behave badly, they can lose you. It is so important. Fourth one, let them taste the experience of losing you. I mentioned that before. They need to feel the loneliness. They need to feel the lack of love. They need to feel that emptiness because you're not around. They need to understand the consequences. They took an action, they decide something, they have to suffer the consequence. There's the consequence of not do it again. You sent a strong signal. If you do that, this is what's going to happen. And it is so important, the last point in terms of attraction, if they feel that you're for granted, you lose complete attraction. As soon as you become someone that they can lose, they will be attracted. That's how it works. That's how our brain works. As soon as I tell you that, sorry, this cake is no longer for sale, it's been rebooked, or you want that cake. You know, I've been in the bakery last time. I don't like cinnamon. And they had all flavors, but the cinnamon, there was one and it was reserved. And it's the one I wanted because I was like, whoa, I want that one now. That's how we function. We love to be attracted by things we can't really have. Actually, I should do a video on that. Fifth one, your ex will believe that what they feel, and it's also a misconception. They believe what they feel. So you can really try hard to convince them. The best person to convince them is themselves. I'm going to give you an example. They have voices in their head, and let's say I want to convince you to buy a house, and I show you the house around, blah, blah, blah. I'm not a real estate agent, but anyway, show you the house, I give you a tour, and this is a great house, you should definitely buy it. This would be way, way, way less stronger than if you visit the house yourself, make your opinion, and feel that it is what you want. As soon as you try to convince someone, we have, again, it's natural, sort of a mechanism to protect ourselves from the other. Because as soon as we try to convince someone, it is not us who are thinking. And there's a bit of ego playing. As soon as someone gives you an advice, you would challenge that advice. As soon as someone tells you something, you would challenge it because it's not necessarily your point of view. Sometimes it is, but sometimes it's not. Especially from your ex telling you something, would they accept the message so easily than someone independent? Not really. So it's very important for you to understand you're not the worst, but you're not the right person to convince them right now. They have to convince themselves. Key takeaways, teach them a lesson. Enjoy. Teach them a lesson. Be calm and patient. If you need some help to be calm and patient, have a call with me. More than happy to help you go through that shitty phase. But in all storms, there's sun afterwards. And yeah, understand, re-watch this video. This is what will make your relationship last. Take care of yourself.